We all know that smile. But Damian, run me quickly through Xavier Rowe, what you've liked about him coming to your environment. Of course, you've got plenty of halfbacks down there, but another small man for you to hang out with.
Yeah, another small man to add to the few of us. So, no, he's a good kid. He's played a little bit of Waikato with him. And he obviously showed how good he went through that competition. And then, yeah, his pre-seasons, he's been going really well and training really, really hard. So I'm sure he's in for a big year.
Damian, mate, I'll ask you right off the bat, where are the Chiefs' strengths this year? What are you going to show us round two for everyone else, round one for you guys on Friday?
Yeah, we've got plenty exciting new talent, and we're quite a young squad and brings a lot of energy. And obviously we've got a pretty solid forward pack. Lucy's really strong, and then obviously you've got wee Spud running at 9 there with the competition with Tripp and Xavier as well. So I think we've got some guys we've got a good all-round team and a lot of youth and energy, so we're pretty excited to get into it this week.
Damo, you have got a good all-round team, but I'm just not going to beat around the bush, mate. Where are you playing this year, 10 or 15? Come on, mate.
Yeah, I've been training a little bit at 10, a little bit at 15 as well, but probably early on just looked to start off at 15 and whether I move into 10 later in the game, we'll just see what happens. Obviously, we've got some great young talent at 10. Like you said before, Bryn's up our way this year, so it's quite nice. And then obviously our back three too, we've got some pretty special players back there too. So looking for an exciting season, and wherever I'm needed to play, I'll put my best foot forward.
What did you make of the first weekend? The fact you get the benefit of watching the other four teams go at it and the way that they've played and the context of the competition, and whether or not some of these new interpretations and laws are coming in. Did you see anything different, or did it just look like another season of a really difficult Super Rugby?
Yeah, there's some pretty grouse games over the weekend, and just like any New Zealand derby, it's physical, fast, exciting to watch, and nothing too different. Obviously, you got the goal line dropouts now, which might set up for a few more attacking kicks, but it's pretty much similar to last year. Just beat each other up and play some fast running rugby. So I don't from at 15, mate, I don't see too much traffic. Well, hopefully the boys up front are doing a fair bit of work to keep me out of the job there. Oh,
man of my own heart. Absolutely, Batesy. I love it when fullbacks talk like that.
David, I want to ask you, mate, you've had three new head coaches in 3 years. Is that an advantage because you've had plenty of opportunities to see different way of doing things? And are you settled in is the environment quite settled at the moment?
Yeah, I've obviously had a change with Clayton coming in, and I've been really impressed with how he's gone. And he's no grey area with him. When he talks, everyone listens, and he's done a great job so far in this pre-season. So obviously he's done a great job with the Māoris in the past and with Bay of Plenty. So I've been really impressed with him and excited to play the season out under his realm.
I mean, your offloading game is one of your strengths. I mean, can we see, you guys kicking it a bit more this year?
Yeah, I think, like you said before, I guess it's just a balance of, that middle area of the field. When it's not on to play, we look to maybe kick and defend and try to get the ball back that way. So, for us, it's a fine balance. Obviously, like I said, we've got a lot of youth and a lot of energy that like to play with the ball in hand. So, for us, it's just about working out a good balance between that running and kicking game.
Damian, I must ask you the fact, of course, we've got that frustrating news, the fact that there's going to be no fans on Friday night in Hamilton. So for you guys, have you talked about preparing for that and the fact that you may have to adapt over the course of this season if things do go in and out, say, of lockdown? We know the Blues are now in your neck of the woods, spending the next 7 days to train. Is that something as a group you have talked about, or will you have to talk about during this week?
Disappointing not to have. On the other hand, we're pretty grateful that we can still be able to play rugby, and obviously to have a crowd's nice as well. But I guess you've got to be prepared for the worst, and to have a plan in place. And whether we need to do that or not, we're not sure yet. But we're just excited to be able to still be playing rugby and hopefully putting on a bit of a show and a bit of entertainment for the people at home.
Well, we know what this contest that played out last year, and they were two absolute crackers. And, you know, like, it went right down to the wire in both games. Mate, we're looking forward to seeing you and the Chiefs team back out there. We know you're going to have a successful season, and we look forward to, mate, seeing some action. Whether it's a 10 or 15, we'll know you'll show us plenty. Thanks, mate.
Champions. Thanks, lads.
I can't wait to see the impact he can have. I'd like to see him more at 10, but he's indicated the fact that 15 and then coming in late in the game, I don't have an issue with that either, Mills. The fact that at least he's going to be influential and they'll give him an opportunity to use those players around him. I think their whole backline is pretty critical.
Oh, he's such a threat, though, isn't he? But the other factor, too, we talk about, you know, Trask, but also Gatlin, you know, what he sort of brings, you know, his ability to be able to control the game, you know, put the ball in front of him. So that was there. He is massive in terms of the way their backline will go.
And you mentioned it, you know, Gatlin last year having that drop goal and to beat them. I mean, there were the things for me that they weren't that far away last season. You know, like I think in 4 of the 8 games they were within 10 points and closer with moments to go. So you look at that, they're a side that really, if they get some momentum, they can be very difficult to beat.
Oh yeah, 100%. And we've mentioned it plenty of times before. It's only the small details in this competition. And Gatlin started the rot for the Chiefs last year playing for the Highlanders. But one thing I do wonder, if someone like Gatlin who controls, they've got so many rock stars outside Gatlin, if he does play at 10, just controls the game, sets it up, makes the other team a little bit tired, he goes to the pine and McKenzie comes into 10. I personally think that's not a bad combination. Trask's all right too, though, I suppose.
And some sort of loose forward combination. You think about when you've Boshier, you've got Jacobs in the back, you've got Sam Cane. I mean, you look at that, Mills, to me. Across the board, though, the loose forwards across this whole competition, but they can be an absolute menace.
Yeah, and they bring that sort of physicality, don't they? And they, you know, the extra little different parts of their game. You know, Kane, you know, he's equally good over the ball, but he also can, you know, hurt people in defence. Boshier, if you give him that split second to get in there, he'll get in and he'll hunt some ball. And Jacobson, well, man, you know, some of his, you know, dominating runs and just his engine as well. So they complement each other really well, which is probably what you need when you've got, you know, 2 young guys in front of them in terms of, you know, Tupoibai and also Akoi. So I mean, you know, that sort of solid sort of back 3 in terms of the loose is outstanding.
And they'll be looking at the season and going, the Highlanders at home will be a game they will want to win if they want to be a contender later on in the season.